Hello, gamers. Welcome to the VGenerates podcast. I am Tyro, here with my lovely co-host.
Hello, I am Junie Boy. I am inside your walls.
And inside your balls. He's forcing the come out right
Whoa,
now.
hey, whoa, 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 whoa! Don't put that last one. Don't put that last one on me.
Today today we're reviewing Bring Her Back, a lovely A24 movie. Let's just get straight into it. Uh, it wasn't the worst movie ever, and it wasn't the best movie ever. I didn't hate it. I liked it more
Yeah,
than everybody that we were into. There was about 8 people in Discord, I think, and all of them were shitting on it for sure. Uh, but I mean, I think that it was not a bad movie whatsoever. Slow burn for sure, but
yeah.
enjoyable. I think that the slow burn, the little bit of a confusing nature of the plot, all made up for with the beautiful graphics, the beautiful effects, the beautiful practicals that we got. Um, Good movie. Not a movie I'd watch twice though. That's what I gotta
Like
say.
it was a. It's worth watching. It's a very middle of the road kind of movie.
Yeah.
It certainly left a lot of questions unanswered. Very. It was not a to the point movie. It definitely took its time getting to like the big, I guess, conflict you could say.
Yes. It was very roundabout. Um, so we start out, and immediately I gotta say I'm so fucking tired of cults in movies. If you're gonna make your big behind the scenes fucking thing a cult, keep yourself safe. Keep yourself safe. Keep yourself safe.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say at that point. Um, we immediately get greeted by the fact that we're seeing a girl being interacting with other girls. We don't really know much about them, but she's kind of getting shit on for being different. We then notice said girl is blind.
I
Cool.
just I just want to say, I because okay, I know you had said before that like you had been taking notes. You and we even rewatched the opening scene of the movie where we watched someone get strung up. You just completely skipped it.
It's cult shit. I don't give a fuck.
It was cult shit.
It's cult
So,
shit.
little. Oh yeah. Spoiler alert. By the way, now we're going to talk about the movie.
Yeah.
A minute late.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's my bad.
I know we were both very eager to talk about this movie today.
Yeah, I
Um,
I just can't fucking like I was going to immediately dive into it, but the cult shit is just cult shit. All the things that happen within this little fucking window of time, as crazy as they may be, they are just cult shit that genuinely does
yeah,
not matter. It may play out in a plot point at some point, whatever the fuck, but it is genuinely they're just like, let's do the little like a little like fucking cheaty weedy getting in on there. Like let's throw a cult in there, make people uncomfortable. That's
yeah,
kind of all I really
because
feel about it.
it was like to briefly sum it up, right? It looks like there's like at least two or three fat naked men walking onto screen, and they string up a woman and hang her from the rafters, and then there's another woman involved recording the whole thing on a video camera for some reason that will probably be explained later in the movie.
Yes, there is some information about it. It's not pivotal. Like the everything else but that was probably a little bit more pivotal. But you'll find out because we're completely getting into climax of the movie right now. Um,
Hmm.
I wrote down. I wish I was this blind Asian Australian girl when we watched War of the Worlds. Um, I think that would have been a
uh,
far more interesting movie if
yeah,
I was the blind Asian Australian girl. Yeah.
I think it would have been so much better.
Yeah. So we get introduced to this girl. Her name is Piper, and she has a little talk with some other girls who are treating her kind of poorly. Her brother likes to protect her, though. He walks up. He notices they're treating her poorly, treating her differently. Kind of says "fuck off," but like just
Politely.
keeps her in the dark, figuratively and literally, because she's blind and she couldn't be taken out of the dark if she wanted to. Um, I did note here that she, whenever her brother walks up, she says, "I don't know who this is. Such a pedophile." Uh,
Yeah, she calls her older brother a pedophile,
I
and it's
love the
like,
banter,
damn,
but also like it's very
you
Australian.
can't say that shit,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, you walk out in public and you're just like, "This guy's a fucking pedophile." I mean, I have heard a lot of comedians who will like walk up with their friends in public places and they'll yell, "This guy's here to meet a kid," and that shit's fucking hilarious
Yeah.
to me. So if you're gonna do something, do that, and yeah, get your family member
Get your
beat up by
friend
the
put on
general
a watch
public.
list.
Yes,
Yeah, why
absolutely.
not?
Um, yeah, we're pretty quickly going back home, and we're getting to meet Dad. Dad, however, is dead as fuck. He's dead in the shower. He's fallen. He fallen and he can't get up. Someone get this bitch life alert. Um, I here didn't really know if like he had some sort of like overdose or what was going on. 'Cause he had like shit all around his mouth.
Yeah, it was really hard to say, and I don't think they actually like tell you what happened to the dad. You could just assume he slipped in the shower and like cracked his head open just the same, or
Yeah,
fell head face first and also cracked his head open.
yeah, yeah, definitely possible. Um, I noted here that the comedy is really on point. I was genuinely getting some snickering out of the little banter back and forth between Piper and Andy here.
Yeah.
Um, we very quickly, after father passes away, are being taken to a foster home to live with Laura and Ollie. Um, Ollie is off. Uh, Ollie's just when we get there, Ollie's just kind of hanging out in the fucking pool. You don't really know what's going on with Ollie. Uh, Ollie's just off-putting, extremely off-putting. My first thoughts are,
Yeah.
can we throw Laura and Oliver into a fucking fire, please? That would be lovely.
So like literally the first thing that happens is they get to the house and Laura says, "Oh yeah, if you're going outside, don't let the cat out." As he's opening the door and lets the cat out. And then we
Yeah,
catch this is where I was kind of like, I don't like this kid because Ollie is standing in the center of the pool and he's clutching onto the cat for dear life and it's screaming.
yeah. There's some off-putting vibes there as well. Don't like that. Um, we're going back into the house, pretend like we didn't see shit. After we just watched Ollie go fucking nutso on the cat for a minute. Andy gets into his room, he's settled, and Laura comes in to check on him. He's texting one of his friends. So we actually have a brother. I didn't know that. And he says how much of a fucking weirdo he is. Uh, reasonably. And
Ew. Excuse
bless
me.
you.
Thank you.
So Andy gets up after he hears Piper making a noise, and Laura immediately steps over, picks up his phone, and starts reading his text message. Great time already. You know she's gonna be a fucking great human being. Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and there's a little bit of banter back and forth about that, but it doesn't really come back up because she's a piece of shit, and you'll see why. um, we go to the nighttime, and Andy is now randomly wetting the bed. Apparently, what the fuck's going on? Dad's dead? Are you having some sort of nervous reaction? We don't know. We'll figure it out soon. But that's been over and done with. We go straight to Dad's funeral the next day, I do believe.
Yeah, it
Um,
cuts to Laura driving Andy and Piper to the funeral.
yeah. So Andy's walking up to the funeral, and he's not looking. Piper, well, I guess it doesn't really fucking matter. Piper's looking. What the fuck's she gonna see? Uh, but we catch Laura's trying to steal their dad's fucking hair in the casket. And she's just cutting it. The fuck is going on here? I don't know. Let's get her in a fire ASAP. I love that.
Burn
Um,
that shit.
yeah. Uh, the whole time we're leaving Oliver home alone, which he looks like he's about fucking 10, and the entire time he is fiending for animal homicide. Put him in a cage, please. A big one, a padded one we put lions in, maybe. Yeah, great time. We get home. We're like, oh, Ollie, fucking great time. You're doing great. I'm so glad you were fiending on fucking animal blood the entire time we were gone. Let's all get shit faced now that we're home. Quick question: is being drunk blind more or less fun? I don't know. Blind people in the comments.
Yeah, I don't know if blind people are going to be typing comments, Tyro. I hate to be the
There's
hate to be
beautiful.
the bearer of
Literally,
bad news.
literally, Piper was using these fucking things in the movie where she's using like those little fucking like she's using the iPhone presets and she's like scrolling through and then she's tapping and it's reading it the stuff to her. So like, if you're blind and you're in the comments, show Junie that he's a piece of shit for
Yeah, yeah.
assuming you
Call
can't
me
read a comment.
if you're blind and in the comments. Feel free to call me a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
Because I'm calling y'all out on that one.
Absolutely. You need it in your walls though, so be careful what you call him because he will be in there
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah. I will find you.
Um, very quickly, everybody's shit faced. Everybody's running around, and we get to them all having fallen asleep, and we find out that Laura is just pouring water all over Andy's cock and balls at night.
Yeah, yeah. No, not water. She pissed into
Oh,
a
she did the
jug.
pissing.
Yeah,
Oh,
she actually
I
pissed into.
missed
Did
that.
you miss that part?
I
Yeah.
missed that.
She is. They have an entire scene of her walking into her bedroom, setting a jug down, pissing into it, only to walk into Andy's bedroom and pour it on him while he's asleep.
That's fucking. That's even worse. Okay, all right. I
Yeah,
didn't notice that. I must have looked away. I think
yeah. No,
yeah.
you're good.
I think that's when her wrist came in to tell me she was going to bed or something. Yeah,
Ah, that would explain it.
that's fucking nuts. Um, I wrote down here Oliver is become the cat. For some reason, after Oliver has his fucking nutso moment, I think he ate the cat's tail, piece of the cat's tail.
I'm
Uh,
hoping it was just the cat's tail. Yeah.
well, the cat the next day comes out and he's fucking missing like the tip of his tail and he's like bleeding on the couch and shit. Um, yeah, Oliver's fucking meowing, like he's like making weird cat noises. Fucking disgusting. Um, so the next day, they decide they're gonna go on a family trip, but it's only a girls' day. So we get Laura and we get Piper going to wherever the fuck they were going. I do not remember. However, Andy is set to take care of Ollie while she's away. She's basically just telling him to leave Ollie locked in his room. Andy is like, "Hey Ollie, what the fuck? Did they lock you in here? What's the problem? Come out here and let's get something to eat." Ollie follows him. Andy gets some grapefruit and hands it to him on a fucking knife, which you can see that there's no light in this child's eyes. Maybe let's fucking possibly consider that there's something going on. He's just fucking out of it. He is in a daze. There is something wrong. We hand him the knife though, and Ollie decides to fucking decimate his mouth with it. He is literally chewing on a fucking knife, and it is so uncomfortable. It is
It is.
on the same point of uncomfortable, probably even more so than the eyeball scene in Talk to Me, which if you haven't seen Talk to Me, highly recommend. Sorry for spoiling that, but
There's a nifty little scene in that. Yeah, it was I will say, right, very well done. Like as far as like having a very like gut punch scene like that.
yeah,
Like I enjoyed that.
yeah, they definitely really hit, and I think it's a really cool thing with the way they put the work in to make you feel uncomfortable. And I like literally like had to keep looking away and looking back because I want to watch this. I'm forcing myself to see things that make me uncomfortable, but holy
But watching
fucking
a
shit.
child put a knife in his mouth like that is very
It is, yeah, it is very uncomfortable. There were less uncomfortable things in Terrifier 3 than that for me, for sure.
yeah.
Um, we get to notice the salt circle next. Ollie cannot leave the salt circle as Andy is trying to get him to a fucking hospital because the psychopath has destroyed himself with a knife in his mouth. Um, I guess this is the thing keeping Ollie fucking crackheaded out is the salt circle. He stays in the
Yeah.
salt circle, he is zombie mode essentially. And then whenever
Yeah.
he leaves, he turns into himself again. Um, we kind of don't know what's going on, but I kind of made an inference here. Did she kidnap Ollie? What the fuck is going on? It feels weird. That was my little like, what the fuck is that was going on here? Maybe. Um,
Yeah.
the night of, we get Andy in the shower and starts hearing voices, and he notices his dad outside the shower. I wrote
The
here
dead dad, mind you.
his dead father. I wrote that my dad also stands outside my shower and watches me.
Damn,
uh,
yours too. It's
damn.
kind of weird because mine's dead, so I also have to kind of wonder about that.
Mm, Laura's fucking hitting for you then. Uh, yeah. So Andy falls, trying to run away from his fucking dead father. Hits his head, goes into a little bit of a unconscious state, and we get him going to the hospital. Get some different scenes about him. Basically hearing that Piper would die in the rain, etc. Um, I for some reason, when we get back to the house, I see the trees like dripping white, and I assumed it was cum. That's my shit brain. It's probably salt because there's salt the entire perimeter of this fucking house is
Everywhere.
yes, but there's basically salt pouring everywhere. Great time. Um, I do believe that this is very shortly. Um, the kid in the home video wasn't Ollie. It's
It
different.
was
Yeah.
Kathy. The so
I'm
Laura
talking about
is
first the home video thing where
at the start.
so yeah. So this is me making like the connection here at first. Um, this was whenever she's watching the home video and we see Ollie talking, but it's a different random kid and it's not Ollie whatsoever. So there's the inference put together there. And we don't really know what the fuck's going on. So this child that is Ollie visibly is not the same child. So great time. And he calls this person Aunt Laura. So yeah, great time. I don't really know what's going on here. In utter confusion at first. Um, Andy tells Laura that his dad said that Piper will die in the rain, and Laura says that she'll keep her inside. Don't worry, no big
This was
fucking
actually one
deal.
of my favorite things too. Yeah,
You take it
because
over
like
then.
yeah, sorry, no. So like they're at the hospital and he's like, she can't go out in the rain. She'll die if she goes out in the rain. What does the Laura immediately do? Takes her out in the rain and is like, come, join me in the rain.
We're
Like
dancing on sunshine.
you could not declare your intent any more in the movie sense than that. I'm
Yeah,
trying to kill you.
yeah. Like back and forth, you can't really like. You can kind of make some inferences that maybe she's just kind of shitty. Maybe she's a fucking little bit of a crackhead. And then when you see that happen, and you're like, okay, we are solidified. Laura is a bad guy. We're down the road, and we're fucking turned left. We're good. We know. Um, so I I wrote right here. We're just gonna leave the blind girl home with the zoo annihilator. Sick.
Yeah.
Great choice. Um, we get back home, and Laura says, "Piper, I want to show you something." Immediately to which I write, "Fuck you, Laura. How dare you so fucking say that? What are you gonna show her? Like, I want you to fucking feel something, maybe."
Here, Piper, I want you to see this. Haha,
Yeah.
get it? Cause you're blind.
Yeah, a little bit on the nose. I don't know. It's a bad choice. It's a bad choice. Gonna put it out there. Um, so I'm at the point where I'm trying to make some guesses here, and I'm assuming Laura trying to bring back dead family or something, and using a random kid for Ollie and Piper to replace someone else. Um, pretty, pretty decent spot
Pretty,
on
pretty,
there.
pretty good guess. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Um, I then am back to the point where I'm saying, can we please put these two in a fire? I just fucking hate every time I interact with Ollie and Laura in this movie. They're horrible. Very quickly after this, we are getting to the point where we're actually seeing the video where the people are doing the actual ritual. If you want to describe that.
Yeah. So I don't even know how to describe it. There was like a fat man. Like there's a woman standing in the center of a salt circle, and then a fat man walks up, puts his hand on her.
Yeah.
Uh, then you have a corpse off to the side, and then you also have a person, like I said in the beginning, as well, where it's like the woman getting strung up by two other people and hung in the rafters. While another woman is recording the entire event, and then while she's recording, the girl that was sitting in the middle of the circle just looks directly at the camera.
Yeah.
And one of the things you'll notice, actually, this is kind of like on when you go back and watch it again, we noticed it. So the woman in question had this weird, like purplish bruise under their right eye,
Yeah.
the one in the circle, which is the exact same thing that Ollie has on his face. Whether that's like an indicator at this point about what's to come, or whether there's some significance to that, we're not entirely sure quite yet.
I do believe here we see the thing where the reason that she's being hung is because the person that you're trying to transmit like I guess the way that we're seeing it is the way that if you're trying to transfer a soul, the person that you're killing to replace the other soul with has to die in the same way that the person who previously died did. Is what I'm understanding.
Yes. So uh basically all like this is me kind of also just like jumping around and stuff because like there's a lot that kind of we're just going to cover. So
Yeah,
the ritual involves a person being implanted with a demon, and I don't recall if they ever mentioned the demon's name,
I don't think they.
but it is a demon that is summoned and possesses the body of either, like, another person, and then the corpse of the dead person is fed to the demon host, right?
Yeah,
uh who then basically has to vomit up the corpse and soul into the body of another person that is now dead, in the same manner as the person that they just ate, basically.
it is
So
very convoluted, but basically,
yes.
the yeah. I mean, it's not as basic as I'd like it to be, but yeah, Jenny described it really well. Um,
So this is like, now Andy's back, right, from the hospital.
he is,
And
yeah.
this is kind of where I thought this was kind of neat, because there's a lot of things that, like, you can say are like, oh yeah, this is definitely the mom, or sorry, Laura, trying to force a wedge between Andy and Piper. Because what
Real
ends up
quick,
happening is,
as you
hmm,
say, no, go ahead. I think you're gonna get to it. I want to specifically mention one part, but I think you're getting to it. So go ahead and hit it.
yeah, so like she wears one of Andy's shirts, sprays on his body spray that she gave him earlier, like some good old Axe body spray, like you're back in middle school, and then straight up walks into Piper's room while she's asleep and decks her in the face, trying to
I
frame Andy for it.
I was like, did Laura just hit Piper with the fucking people's elbow right now?
Yeah, it was pretty off the cuff, I'd say.
That was hardcore, yeah. From there, we don't really get much at first because she's just woken up. She's kind of confused. But then we go and we're into the living room with a morning dynamic of Laura is trying to help Piper with something. Andy comes downstairs confused, and Piper is very accusatory. Laura's very accusatory of Andy attacking Piper. We get into this big fight. Uh, can't really tell what's going on, but you kind of know that Laura's gaslighting the shit out of Andy.
Yeah,
Piper has no clue what's going on, and she's trying to pick a side, and Andy's getting upset. And Andy
rightfully
had
so, of course.
yeah. Laura explains to Piper that Andy was lying to her about his dad, yeah, about his dad being a good person. Andy's dad had beat Andy a lot, apparently. Only whenever Piper was away, out of the house, not around, etc. Um, but yeah,
I I have to be the bad person for a second here,
go ahead.
because like the way I imagine it too is that, like, because so basically, like, Andy confesses when they got drunk, that he's like, yeah, dad would always hit me and stuff when she wasn't around or when she wasn't looking, and I'm like, so she might have been like on the other side of a room when you're like WWE wrestling shit,
It's
and
true.
be like, "Ah, I wonder what that is," and it's like, and he's just like, no, no, getting his ass
What's going on over
fucking
there,
beat.
guys? Oh, John Cena's just entered the ring for the today's SummerSlam.
And it's like, it is such a, I think it's like a very good, how do I put this? It would make sense that an abusive parent would abuse the one child that, like, can't really go to their sibling because they can't see.
It's true. It's
Who are
factual.
you going to tell as a material witness?
Yeah, you are pretty no face, no case there, or no eyes, no case, I guess. Um,
Oh, this there was, okay. So, like, yeah, Laura and Andy have that fight. This is actually something I wanted to go back in the movie and look at again.
is
So
it Ollie
in the
as a
middle of,
fucking devil?
yeah, I
Yeah,
really wanted to see that, because it was like it was visually, like, it looked like he had multiple horns coming out of like all sides of his head.
you look
It
for
was,
it, and I'll explain it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. You go for it. I'm gonna look for this.
so mid fight, Ollie's trying to basically tell they're basically gaslighting each other, but obviously Andy's doing it rightfully because he actually has horrible things going on for him, and Laura's just kind of bringing up some stuff that happened in the past. It was kind of like for a teenager, okay, ouchies, you didn't bring it up, but whatever. Dad hit you, but you covered it up to protect me. Um, he looks outside in the middle of this fight and sees fucking Ollie standing over the pole with what looks to be two fucking horns coming out of his head. Just standing there, fucking one of those weird bellies where like I don't know if I can say this, but the only way I can fucking ever think about it is like you know how like in Africa whenever people are like emaciated and they have those weird belly, what is that belly called?
The distended bellies from
Yeah,
starvation.
yeah, but yeah, it looks like if fucking Andy, I don't know, Ollie has one of those, and it's fucking nuts. Um, however, uh, we then get Andy going to the police station because he's fucking out. He's like, this shit's too crazy. I'm fucking gone. And we find at the police station there's a fucking missing poster for a child named Connor Bird. It is Ollie's exact human being. Um, Andy is then trying to talk with the person at the adoption agency or the social services, whatever you want to call it, um, telling her that Laura's a fucking nutso. Doesn't really believe her. Not really any sort of like reason to not believe her, as she said that she's worked with her for 20 years and she was always the best therapist, etc. But she does eventually go with Andy back
I
to the
got it.
house.
I'm gonna send it directly to you. It
Uh,
is a like it is a very blink and you'll miss it kind of thing.
I'll fucking
Huh.
finish. Let's game with overlay. So as you can see here in this little bitch, it's kind of blurry because the fucking movie is not like there's like rain pouring all over the fucking
Yeah.
screen. But he looks like the fucking devil here. You can kind of see like horns made up right here. I think it's really good visuals. Um, I do fuck with it. I do fuck with it. It's really
Yeah.
fucking visually beautiful, and I think all of the
It
practicals
is
we've seen so
subtle.
far, it is. Um, right here, we're going back to the house. Andy's making a phone call and telling his sister Piper about everything. He says he's sorry. He explains everything. He gives her the truth of what happened. Um, and you also hear the social service woman talk and say that they're on their way. So Laura intercepts Piper's phone and says, "Hey, I have to fucking make this house look like a human lives here and not some sort of fucking maniacs." While we're
Oh,
also watching fucking Ollie eat the table.
yeah. So like Ollie, but after she intercepts the phone, like she goes back to the house. She basically left Piper at a this weird like ball game for blind people
Which was really
that
cool.
apparently is called goal ball, which I've never actually heard of.
Yeah, me either.
But Ollie is like getting like he's getting the munchies. He is tearing up the house. He's going through the fridge, ransacking it and stuff. And then he actually lunges at Laura, bites like a huge chunk out of her arm.
Yeah,
And like that's when he starts like he did what I did back at New Year's Eve 10 years ago where I bit a chunk out of a table.
absolutely fantastic time.
Yeah, it was I loved it because you actually see the kid kind of just like biting into it and pulling chunks out.
You're watching the table get destroyed. You're watching his teeth get destroyed. You're then watching him go into his fucking eating himself phase. He starts eating his own fucking hand. He's ripping strips of flesh off. Beautiful practicals. Like I don't think there's any CG in this fucking movie. I think it's all practical effects. Beautiful. Really uncomfortable. Really
Oh yeah.
uncomfortable. If you want to show someone who's new to horror this movie, maybe you don't. Maybe let's
Yeah,
start somewhere
this
else.
would be a good introductory horror movie for new people.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely it'll make you uncomfortable, but it's not like the level of Terrifier or anything like that. But if they
Yeah,
are not into body horror, it's gonna fuck them up. It's gonna fuck them up.
it might.
Um,
Yeah.
so we get into the house, and Laura gets very close to getting away with all of this until the therapist is leaving and notices that Laura is bleeding. Doesn't know what's wrong with her, and Laura confesses, "Hey, is her name Sue? Susan, maybe?"
Who?
The
The
therapist, not the like
Wendy.
Wendy. It's Wendy. Okay. So
Yeah.
Wendy notices blood. She's like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" And she tries to make sure she's okay, but then Laura starts confessing that she found a way to bring Kathy back from the dead. That's not how you fucking word things. That's not how things
No.
go well for you. You tell the fucking person who's in charge of you having these two children in your house that you're gonna bring your child back from the dead. Okay, that's great. A fight ensues. Wendy and Andy are both trying to get out of the house. Back to the car, when all of a sudden, Laura
Oh
fucking
yeah. Oh,
obliterates them with
sorry.
her car.
I did want to interject for a moment because this was also where kind of like because this is like Andy calls her out to the shed that's outside,
Oh, yes,
and
yes,
that's
yes.
when we find Kathy's dead body in the shed in a freezer, and Ollie is just going to town biting chunks out of it.
Yes. Yes, indeed. That does happen. Get that, we get the fucking car, brutalizing both of them, and Andy gets a very depressing fucking kill here. He gets a very
It is. Uh, I will
uh,
say, right?
yeah.
Like, so this scene is kind of like you don't expect this, right?
Oh,
It's the brother and this other character that you've only seen like one other time in the movie. They both get smacked by the car. It is still raining and stuff. The woman that got hit, Wendy, her name's Wendy, she is dead.
yeah.
And Andy is just laying there next to a small puddle. And then Laura just kind of casually walks over and is like, "Don't worry, love, it'll all be over soon," and just pushes his head in.
Yeah, it was pretty not it wasn't really gruesome, but it was depressing. It was just like
Yeah.
it was a cruel kill. It was
You
cruel.
did not expect it.
No, Andy's did nothing wrong except for try to fucking keep his sister safe the entire movie, but he gets a cruel kill. He gets shit on the entire movie, gaslighted. I guess this is what's like living with women. Did I rage bait you? Did I rage bait you? Leave a comment if I did.
You are. That's a
uh,
dangerous game to play.
I'm, I'm playing with fire, but much like Charlie Kirk, I
Oh no, 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 no,
okay.
none of
Back,
that.
back to the movie. I'm trying to get all of the rage bait out. All right. Uh, so we get home with Piper after she's played the game. Laura goes picks her up after I assume moving the bodies around, etc. Which yeah, she does. She moves the bodies around, etc. Piper walks home and she's trying to figure out what's happening, and so we get Piper is talking to Laura about what Ollie looks like after Andy has described Piper before. Not Piper. Andy has described Ollie before to Piper. So Piper knows what Ollie looks like. Piper then asks Laura what Ollie looks like, and she lies. And she explains what the child who was Ollie looks like. And so Piper freaks the fuck out. She runs away. She starts getting away, and she gets into a bathroom and she finds Andy's body. She fucking touches his braces, finds out it's him. She asks Wendy what happened to Andy. She's like, "Oh, he just had an accident." Get fucked. She fucking pinpoint fucking 90-mile-an-hour fastballs, whatever's on the fucking counter at fucking Laura's head. Great job. Great job.
Mm-hmm.
For a blind bitch, you're doing God's work. Um so I'm kind of at this point hoping that we get the Andy Ollie because we do hear um all so I missed this little part right here. It's kind of important actually. So
Yeah,
Ollie is like letting out sounds and he's saying Piper with Andy's voice. That was a part. You remember
yeah.
that part?
So at this point, because like we've seen him meow like he was the cat,
Yeah.
and we've also seen him now. He's speaking like in Andy's voice. It's assumed that whatever demon is inside, Connor or Ollie, however you want to look at them, is if you've eaten part of something, you can mimic its voice now for some reason.
Yeah.
So after the fight, semi fight, if you want to call it, where she decks her in the face with like a shampoo bottle and goes running out, she
Yeah.
ends up getting slant. What was it? It was like a pillar in the house that she
Yeah, it was a
bumps
really
into.
weird, probably like a fucking structural thing that was part of the house. Yeah, she just fucking runs face forward into a fucking pillar. Um, I'm kind of at this point hoping that after we have heard Andy Ollie, which is I refer to the Ollie with Andy in his body, um, I'm hoping that Andy Ollie is then going to fucking kill Laura to protect Piper. That is my like what I'm assuming the end of the movie is gonna be. It's what I'm hoping for. I think that'd be a good resolution. It'd be cliche as fuck, but it's kind of like what I was hoping for and what I thought was actually gonna happen at the same time. Um,
Yep.
we then get this fight where Laura takes Piper into the pool because she has to drown her. Uh, back and forth, back and forth. Piper surviving, keeps getting up. And then Piper yells, "Mom!" and Laura stops, realizes that she's fucking nutso, which, sure,
She
whatever.
is, yeah. At
She
this point,
is,
she is.
but like, fucking, why that? I guess. Like, I just, I think for such a cruel ending, we really needed for such a like a cruel like murder spree here. We do
Yeah.
need some like some sort of
It's even hard to call it a murder spree when only two people died, but just the way that the brother just kind of was nonchalantly just killed was
yeah.
very unfortunate.
Which reminds me, I was going to tell you specifically that apparently this was not the original ending.
No,
Um,
that's right. Okay, so we'll touch on that in a moment, right? Because I just want to finish out the ending.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like, so she screams out "mum." That apparently makes Laura realize she's crazy. Piper manages to get out of the pool despite being blind in the middle of the rain and everything. Gets out of the pool, stumbles onto the road, and is gets rescued by a random passing car. We were watching this with a couple of friends, and all of us thought, wouldn't it be funny if she just got hit by the car because she wandered out in the middle of the road?
Yeah,
It would have been really fucking dark. But Connor then steps outside the weird salt circle that they had around the entire house. And then just I guess they're back now to being Connor and not just a demon possessed child. And then the ending is Laura, goes back to the shed, grabs Kathy's body, and just kind of floats in the pool with the corpse while they she waits for the police to arrive.
yeah.
Um, uh, uh, well, how do I put this? What do you think? Like, how did you feel about the movie at this point? Right?
I felt like we were leaving things unresolved. I felt like we weren't getting the payoff that we really wanted. I felt like there were too many loose ends and that not enough was actually explained. I liked this movie. I liked the thought of it. I liked the way that they started it. I thought that maybe we got a little bit convoluted and confusing for sure. The
Yeah.
practicals, if you're looking for just a movie that is going to give you amazing practical effects, check it out. Take time. Um, there's just plenty of movies that are far more worthy of your time
Oh yeah.
that actually have a better plot. Um,
Like there are some things that there was a lot of stuff in this movie that it feels like you could have cut it out and it would have been a-okay. We could have done it without it.
yeah,
Like normally, how do I put this? I feel like because we talked about, I think we mentioned it like when we were watching the movie, that like having Ollie be a character in it that just like is there to get possessed by a demon. They could have done something completely different. It felt like Ollie might have been pointless.
yeah. Ollie was just a fucking background character. Whenever they could have done something to maybe include him in the plot a little bit more, maybe you put him in the family, maybe you put him fucking somewhere where it actually is an effect of where he came from. Like what happened with him was actually influential in the movie somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's just a random fucking kid that got stolen. Like it's literally as simple as that, which is annoying. Just
It's it sucked because like they could have done so much more with it. Like they could have made it like a brother to Kathy or something, right?
yeah,
That they just were, there because the entire point of his existence is like they don't you don't even realize it's a missing kid
yeah,
until we see at the police station that it's like there's the missing kid poster, and it's like you can be like, oh wow, that everything's falling into place, and it's like it wasn't that impactful.
yeah, yeah. I would agree. I think that even though this movie has some shitty, convoluted plot to it, that the actors did phenomenal with what they had, though.
Oh yeah.
I think that if you want to watch it, give the actors a shot at making you feel something and
Yeah.
enjoy some practical effects for sure.
Yeah, like no, not even gonna shit on the actors. They picked
Yeah,
very well. Like the actors did very good. I have no qualms with them. This isn't just more on the movie itself being
yeah,
as
definitely.
nonsensical as it could have been.
Yeah, and like you said, this is canonically a part of the Talk to Us universe, and you'd kind
Talk
of
to,
hope
or was it
talk
talk
to
to
me.
me? Yeah.
Yeah, talk to me, not talk to us. Um, the Talk to Me universe, I think that they could have done a lot more with it from that. However, I don't know, just, it was a fine movie. I also really liked the continuity of Ollie changing with everything that happened with him and
Yeah.
just how insane he looks. A lot of good fucking use of effects in this movie. It's really worthy of being appreciated for sure. Overall,
Like it was good.
yeah,
I should say it's worth watching.
yeah, we're shitting on it a
I
little bit
reserve the
more.
right to say good for another movie, you know?
Yeah, we're shitting on it a little bit more than we probably should, but also it was a slow burn without the insane payoff that you'd really want. However,
Oh,
back to the ending.
oh, sorry. I want to ask you one more thing
Yes,
because do you think that like we would have liked this movie like less if it were the fact that like we had any other horror movies or stuff that came out this year that were more impactful, right? Because as far as I can tell you, let me look at this real quick. Uh, we didn't have a whole lot that came out that was like super impactful this year,
we didn't
right?
have a Hereditary this year. We didn't have a fucking like any of the
We
big boys this year either. We didn't have
the
like
the
a
big ones,
Scream. We didn't have a fucking Leatherface of any sort. We didn't have
the the
Halloween,
big movies that I can say we had 28 Years Later,
which I haven't
which
watched yet.
I think is a phenomenal movie. I think it has a very weird ending, but I also know they gave us that ending because they're making a sequel.
Yeah,
We had
we're getting
it
fucking
was
what's his face back, beautiful Irish man. I can never remember his fucking name. Played in fucking Peaky Blinders, whatever the original actor.
I couldn't tell you.
Words. Fucking it's gonna fucking kill me. Uh,
We did get a Final Destination movie this year.
I looked at the kill count for that. Fantastic.
I have not watched it yet. I really should. Like we had Final Destination, we had Death of a Unicorn that was also this year, which we did review that too.
We did.
And then we also went and talked about Angel Hair, which was another really good series. There
Killian
was like
Murphy. Fuck, sorry.
Cillian Murphy. Yeah, okay, okay. The Woman in the Yard. I'm trying to think of what other ones we had that were like memorable. We did have Weapons this year,
We
right?
did have weapons.
We had
Weapons was yet.
Weapons, which was also a interesting movie.
Was there a new Conjuring this year?
I think there was. Hold on, let me look at this real quick. I'm looking at the list. I could have sworn there was like a new Conjuring movie this year, sometime this year.
Last Rites 2025. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Like we had a bit of a drought for like good like premiere horror movies, you know?
Yeah, I think that this is I don't know. I don't know if I would say that this movie's worse because we didn't get any great horror movies, etc. I don't think that the outlying other movies are really affecting my view on this. Although I really wish we would have some more of the horror genre getting shown for sure.
Yeah.
It is pretty depressing to not have as much. Uh, Weapons was fine. Want more? I do. I want more. And go support this shit at the fucking box office off us if you can. All the horror movies, so we get more, and it gets in the mainstream, and then people want to keep throwing a budget at it.
Yeah. Now,
Um,
now
I don't.
the ending. I'm curious because you had mentioned this at like the start about like there was an alternate ending or a different
Yes,
ending they had planned.
I didn't know what it was at first. I just looked it up, and apparently, it was what I thought it was going to be. It was Ollie fucking murdering Laura in the pool.
Was it really?
Yes.
Hold on, I have to look this up. An alternative ending to bring her back, considered by the directors, but ultimately unused, involving Oliver attacking and drowning Laura in the backyard pool during the ritual. But hmm,
Yeah.
I just want to know what would have been the mentality. Like they would have had to shift so much about the movie then at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really heavy, like a really heavy story for sure in most of these parts here. I guess they wanted to give a story of grief, is what I'm seeing, rather than more fucking destruction and gore, which I think you might have just gave us
Oh,
a good payout if you just got Laura obliterated. I think a good Laura murders kill at the end of the fucking movie
oh.
would have been pretty fucking a la mode.
So I'm actually reading up more on it. Why it was changed. So you remember at the end of the movie there was in the credits there was a in loving memory of to a
Yes.
apparently that was one of the filmmakers like one of their close friends that had
Oh,
passed away, and that was the reason they had such a major shift in tone because it's a lot more somber how the movie ended
it
this way
was.
compared to how it would have just been like straight horror at the end that way.
I think I would have preferred the horror ending. I think I would
Oh
have.
yeah, yeah. I think at that point, I would have liked. I don't know. I can't because this kind of harkens back on it. If it kept the same everything up to that point, and then had Ollie just rip Laura apart or drown her, or whatever, I think I would have just been very confused by it, even more
Yeah,
so.
I think that having Laura not lose her mentality about wanting Kathy back and having Oliver have like what I was thinking originally, having Andy Ollie fucking brutally murder her in the pool, snapping into like Andy's mentality of protecting Piper. I think that would have been pretty cool. Um, I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of grief, and I just feel like there wasn't personally.
Yeah, it's it didn't feel like it gave us all the answers that it wanted to.
I feel like a good Laura murder scene, like the spoiler for weapons right now in three, two, one, like the fucking what the fuck's her name, Gladys in weapons.
Yeah, Gladys,
That
Aunt
scene when
Gladys.
she got fucking ripped apart, I think that would have been great. I think that my can we get these two thrown in the fucking fire as soon as possible would have been qualmed, and I'd be a happy boy walking away from this movie.
Yeah,
Overall,
that
what do you
is
think though?
perfectly fair. Um, I'd give this movie like a 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10. Like, and this is strictly more like my review of the movie itself, not like the cinematography or like the
Which was all
acting and
solid, yeah.
stuff.
I think
Just the
the
the story of everything and how it kind of came together didn't like hit quite close to home as I wanted to.
I really did like all of the way the scenes were set up. Everything was really solid about that. Yeah, the plot really did not hit that well for me.
Oh, sure.
And one more fucking time, can we stop putting fucking cults in a horror movie unless you're gonna fucking give more an explanation about them? Because it's
Yeah,
it's it's
like
just a fucking excuse to like forget to make up 20% of the plot plus
it
because it was a cult.
genuinely, especially this movie, it felt like the entire point of the cult was that it was there solely to give reason for a demon to be bringing back the dead people. Like it didn't feel like because they could have made it like about the mom. Like if Laura was a part of the cult or something, and then was using like her connections to get the two kids into her home, and then use the cult connections to like sacrifice her to the demon to bring her daughter back. I think that would have been a much more cohesive train of thought.
I'd agree. Either way, watch the movie if you feel like it. If you have time and you've watched a bunch of horror movies that are off your list and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch something new. Give it a shot. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Degenerates with me, Tyro, and the lovely Boy. Soon, maybe with something fun, more analog, maybe.
Yeah, we actually were talking about some analog horror. I've also been talking about wanting to get us to read some old like creepy pastas and stuff. So let us know how you guys feel about that because I would
Halloween
love to do
soon.
more.
Love you. Bye bye.